professional chef, I always get asked, what's your favorite thing to cook? What's your favorite ingredient? Or better yet, where is your favorite restaurant? I have a hard time answering that question because I'm seriously influenced by where I've just been, what I've just eaten, and what I wished I ordered. But here's the bottom line. Travel is my secret ingredient. Travel not only influences the style of cooking both at home and at work, but it influences what groceries I buy, what wine I want to drink, even the movies and books that I tend to enjoy. I believe that to experience good food is to experience life. My culinary memories have been strong for as long as I can remember. And although my mom was an excellent home cook, my dad loved going out to eat. We would pile into the green station wagon and head off for a food adventure, and we ate at all sorts of places. Smorgasbords with thick sliced bread dumplings, a barbecue joint that served donut holes while you waited for dinner, and the ultimate diner in downtown Chicago for breakfast, complete with a water filtration fountain just for their coffee, and the owner passing out milk duds to all the girls in line. That place is still packed to this day, full of politicians and construction workers, commuters, and one time, I even sat near Oprah Winfrey. My mom, on special occasions, would order a cocktail with one of those paper umbrellas in it, and I remember thinking someday I would be fancy enough to do the same. Looking at a menu, I can figure out who at my table is going to order what with amazing accuracy. And I can still, some 50 years later, recite what my brother used to order at the Pancake House on Sundays after church. It's a little embarrassing to admit that I can remember what I've ordered at almost any given restaurant, but now I can't even remember what I went up the stairs for. Moving to Dayton in the 90s, I saved a gourmet food article that featured Dayton. And so as soon as I moved here, we went to the Pine Club. I took my kids to Made Right, that loose meat burger joint with all the gum stuck on their walls. And I bragged to my family back home that I lived near Ashley's Bakery, who not only made the cookies, but sent cookies once a week to Hollywood for the set of actors on West Wing. I've been lucky and privileged to have travel become a reality in not only my professional life, but my personal life as well, being married to an airline pilot. I am on a quest to find out what people are eating, no matter where I happen to be. Where is the best place for pizza? The best piece for pie? What do locals wait in line for here? And after taking a bite, would I agree with them? Over the years, I dragged my hangry children all over the world, reading menu after menu, making sure to pick the right place to eat. And if I still wasn't happy, I'd then pull out a guidebook and start to look all over again, so we wouldn't waste that meal at that particular time on that trip. My coworkers love to travel with me because I like to pick out all of the fun, trendy, fancy places that we need to possibly somehow fit into our already crazy work schedule. I am on a mission to create food memories that will live on. Because food just makes you feel connected to people, doesn't it? I mean, whether you're traveling or staying local, questions become like, oh, you've been to Paris? Did you have a macaroon at La Durée? Or, oh, you're from Dayton, Ohio. Did you bring me any killer brownies? Creating such solid food memories form not only when you've been somewhere and tried something, but when you share those memories with others who have had the same or similar experiences. Really, just a bite helps bring out the commonness of everybody who wants to taste life and enjoy it. I was traveling over the Christmas holidays a couple years ago in northern Italy, and I managed to find some reservations at this restored monastery hotel on this hill overlooking a small town. It was New Year's Eve, and we pulled in a lot later than I wanted to. So of course, we had no dinner reservations. So the owners called down to the town's one restaurant to see if they could somehow magically fit in this very ill-prepared American family. The place was packed, and everybody knew everyone except for the 4 people crammed in the corner. It didn't take more than a course or two before we were all laughing and communicating with everybody else with a series of gestures and our terrible attempts at Italian. We were just happy to be there, sharing their company and ringing in the new year. Celebrating with good food is a language that everybody can understand. The best part about traveling is feeling like you're joining a new community, whether you're strolling through the marketplace or sitting in a square, drinking a cup of coffee, or finding the best oysters, literally fresh from the ocean. Driving through France in a very cramped, tiny rent-a-car, I was reading out loud, to the dismay of everyone, about how much the Sun King, Louis XIV, loved oysters. And according to this particular guidebook, the best place for oysters was a small fishing village named Cancale on the Brittany coast. And we were on the Brittany coast, and it just happened to be lunchtime. So we detoured and found this place. And there by the beach were a couple of stalls made with strung-up tarp selling oysters. No tables, no chairs, no bathrooms, but the freshest, coldest oysters we have ever had served up on a banged-up tin plate. I don't think I've ever seen my husband enjoy something so much, perched on that seawall, gulping down those oysters, and then chucking the shells to the beach. Sometimes the uncomfortable part of traveling and the challenging part of traveling is not just being able to be uncomfortable and awkward for an extended period of time. It's having the ability to get over it. The Vietnam's hot, sweltering summer did not come naturally to me at all. But amazing street food beckoned. And so there we all were in some alleyway in old Saigon in almost 110 degrees heat, slurping up big bowls of pho full of red chili and completely unrecognizable animal parts. Or on that same trip, I managed to find the exact Anthony Bourdain banh mi cart that was featured in an episode, and I was halfway through my most delicious sandwich when a rat the size of a small house cat just walked right over both of my Birkenstock sandals. It was such a good sandwich, too. So it bums me out when I hear about friends and family who say, make sure to pack peanut butter and bring plenty of granola bars just so you can have something familiar to eat when you're traveling. Or, how to avoid street food at all cost. Bums me out to think about all the amazing things that I would have missed if I paid attention to any of that. I believe the whole point of a good life is to be able to taste and to smell and just really breathe it all in. The most amazing thing that you can do is be able to share that with other people. Speaking of other people and being a human being, here we were in Krakow, Poland, and I remember being exhausted and completely overwhelmed with history. And all I wanted was good service, good food, but an even better bottle of wine. So I picked the most expensive place on the square that was been in business since the 17th century and was known to serve a couple of kings. My family got to hear the refrains of the golden trumpet being played from high on top of St. Mary's Church Tower, announcing that everything is going to be okay in all 4 directions. Sitting outside on that beautiful, clear night, full of hope for the human race, while we ate borscht soup, a crisp cucumber dill salad, and some of the best pierogies I've ever had. But with the people that I love most in this world, sometimes it's worth the money. In every community, in every small town, all over this beautiful earth, everybody wants a seat at the table, sharing a meal with the people that they love. And it's that shared experience that you will remember the most as the years go by. I love bearing witness to that ritual, no matter where I am. Creating those memories that live on usually begin with food. So whether it's from the local farmer's market or the corner deli or that 4-star restaurant that you've been waiting your entire life to get in, go do it, join it, participate. The real pleasure is not necessarily how great that cup of coffee was or how flaky that croissant was. It's about the simple shared experience of the everyday meal that makes life so worthwhile. So get on the bus, hop in your car, board that plane. There is a world of good food out there and some pretty incredible people who are going to be willing to share it with you. The world is your oyster. Get out there and go taste it.